Attorney says Abumseli was stabbed in self-defense because Clenny was a victim of domestic violence.
We got two down.
Police's body-worn camera video is too graphic to show. You can see Anna and Rayburn dead on the couch as this played out as evidence to the jury.
So she's sentenced on count 2, the murder of Davion Flanagan, 15 years to life. She's sentenced on count 1.
And I can't stop. I'm just shooting, and I'm even stopping.
This is Terrian Ishmael Thomas, better known to his nearly 4 million TikTok followers as Mr. Prada, and he is in court, facing charges of second-degree murder and obstruction of justice in connection with the death of 69-year-old Louisiana therapist William Nicholas Abraham. According to authorities, Abraham's body was discovered on the side of a highway in Tangipahoa Parish, wrapped in a blue tarp. The cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. At first, police were at a loss because they could not find a clear motive for the murder and they had no suspects.
Yesterday morning, just before 8 o'clock, we received a call of a tarp that was rolled up on the side of the road. As of right now, it may have occurred in Tangipahoa Parish, but we have no inclination at this point as to where this originated.
But all that would change when investigators uncovered a link between Abraham and one of his patients, and that patient was Thomas. As it would turn out, Thomas was a TikToker known online for his unapologetic personality, copying other creators' videos despite their protests, and posting content including confessions about his bipolar disorder and hints at loneliness. Offline, police say something far darker was unfolding. Surveillance footage allegedly shows Abraham entering Thomas's apartment complex the day before his death, wearing the same clothes found on his body at his death. Witnesses reported seeing Thomas drag a tarp down the stairs and load it into Abraham's car the day before Abraham's body was discovered. The police immediately declared Thomas a person of interest. Then, in Dallas, Texas, a person driving Abraham's stolen car was stopped and arrested. At first, when officers in Dallas attempted to stop him in Abraham's car, he allegedly resisted arrest, backed into a police vehicle, and tried to flee.
Police had him stopped in this parking lot. He tried to back up, and when he realized he couldn't get out, he hopped up onto this curb and went through this breezeway. He drove through this way, crashing into this planter right here, and then made his way to the back parking lot. The wheel then fell off the car back here. He got out and ran through those buildings.
When the police conducted a search of Thomas's home, they found blood, sharp objects, and other weapons. Police say the evidence against him is overwhelming. Thomas was extradited to Louisiana, where a grand jury indicted him on charges of first-degree murder, obstruction of justice, aggravated criminal damage to property, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. He has pleaded not guilty and is being held without bail. Because of his massive online following, the court proceedings are being kept largely behind closed doors and are still ongoing. If convicted, Mr. Prada could face the death penalty or spend the rest of his life behind bars, away from the spotlight of being a famous TikTok star. Mr. Prada's case is still ongoing, but what happens when it is the end of the road for a teenage TikToker who murdered her own boyfriend and friend? This is Mackenzie Shirilla, a 19-year-old TikToker who was in court facing charges for the murder of her boyfriend and his friend. On a July night in 2022, Mackenzie climbed into her Toyota Camry and drove down a dead-end street in Strongsville, Ohio. Reaching a speed over 100 miles an hour, the car crashed into a wall. Inside the car was 20-year-old Dominic Russo, her on-again, off-again boyfriend, and his 19-year-old friend, Davion Flanagan. Both of them were killed instantly.
Strongsville police found the devastating scene in July 2022. 3 unresponsive people trapped inside a mangled Toyota Camry. Medics rushed driver Mackenzie Shirilla to the hospital. Her boyfriend, 20-year-old Dominic Russo, and friend, 19-year-old Davion Flanagan.
Investigators quickly determined this was no accident. They discovered that the crash was deliberate, and their prime suspect was no one else but the driver of the car. That fateful night, Mackenzie herself. She was immediately arrested and taken into custody.
Hi, Mackenzie. Step out for me. I'm Detective Jesus. I'm the one who's been investigating the crash. You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2, okay?
In court, prosecutors presented the surveillance footage which showed Mackenzie accelerating straight toward the wall, never even attempting to use the brakes. They also presented evidence from a location tracking app that confirmed the speed, nearly 100 mm much at impact.
Friends of Dominic and Davion came to police to share information from Life 360, a location sharing app that showed Shirilla was flying toward the building at over 90 miles an hour.
There was no hard braking until, it'll show you when they hard brake, and that was...
They showed photos of the wreckage to the jury and told them that the destroyed car and shattered wall were all actions of a determined, embittered girlfriend who wanted to end the life of her boyfriend that day. Their friends testified about warning signs in the weeks before and the toxicity of their relationship.
Observed at that time the defendant striking Dominic Russo with both hands, and that he overheard her make a statement, an admissible statement, and she said, "Dominic, I'm going to crash this car."
Jurors saw TikTok clips and cryptic messages Mackenzie sent in the days leading up to the crash, hints of a plan to end her boyfriend's life. They also saw photos from a concert she attended soon after, with prosecutors arguing she did not show even the slightest remorse for her actions that night.
The shocking lack of remorse. This was something that was being exhibited while the investigation was still going on, before she was charged and arrested in November of last year. And these were the sort of things that were coming to the police, and the shocking lack of remorse, coupled with the fact that the defendant was reported driving an automobile.
Jurors watched the surveillance footage of the crash, frame by frame, especially the final seconds before impact. Her defense argued it was an accident, not murder.
Is it just kids being kids? Is it Dominic grabbing the steering wheel? Is it Mackenzie maybe speeding and say, "Oh my God, dark out, it's late, I'm coming up to this, I better do something," and she goes like that to avoid an accident, not acting purposely, but in fact trying to avoid it? Is it sudden acceleration, panic?
But the jury did not believe that. Mackenzie Shirilla was found guilty on all charges.
The court, having had count one tried to and pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of murder to wit Dominic Russo, in violation of Bukhari Vice Code Section 2903.
During victim impact statements, Dominic's mother spoke of the milestones her son would never reach.
They're forever family. I am devastated by the loss of Davion. The world lost a truly special man. My girls lost their best friend.
Now that Davion is gone, I feel stuck. I feel as if I can't move forward. I feel lost. He was the one who picked me up when I fell. He was my best friend and the only person that has stayed with me since I was born.
Mackenzie herself addressed the families of her victims, apologizing for her actions.
It's what's important. Social media has made a game out of the life of Mackenzie and is making a game out of this heart-wrenching tragedy. No one can imagine the pain of losing a child unless they have lost one themselves. The pain is forevermore. Time does not heal this wound. Mackenzie.
Her mother followed with her own apology and a plea for leniency for her daughter.
I just want to say, am I allowed to address them at all? I just want to say to the families that I'm broken, sad, and lost, and my heart hurts for everyone, okay? Davion was her new friend, and Dom was the love of her life, and he was part of our family, okay? Please not run the sentences consecutive. He was family, and we all loved each other. I'm asking you for leniency because this was a tragic accident that she does not remember. And Davion, he's a new friend. I'm so sorry. No. God, no, not at all. They all loved each other. They all spent every day together. You know what I mean? I don't know too much for him.
The judge called the act intentional.
And I know that each of you have asked your questions to yourselves, what if? What if I had done this or that? The truth of it is, none of us can control the intentions of another. I'm troubled that should I give you a concurrent sentence, that people will believe that somehow I'm being disrespectful to one of the victims.
Then delivered the sentence, 2 terms of 15 years to life.
So she's sentenced on count 2, the murder of Davion Flanagan, 15 years to life. She's sentenced on count 1, the murder of Dominic Russo, 15 years to life, to be served concurrent to each other.
Escorted from the courtroom, Mackenzie looked back once at her family before disappearing through the door.
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
This is Mahek Bukhari, a rising TikTok influencer, and she is in court in Leicester, England, with her mother, Ansreen Bukhari, facing charges of murder. With more than 120,000 followers, Mahek built her online persona on glamour and attention. But in early 2022, her name would be tied to something far darker than viral dances and lifestyle videos. The events that led them there began quietly enough, behind closed doors, away from the public eye. Ansreen, a married woman in her 40s, had been engaged in an affair with 21-year-old Saqib Hussein. Her husband did not know about the affair, but her daughter, Mahek, did. And instead of disapproving, she appeared to support the secret relationship. For months, the affair played out in secrecy, until it began to unravel when Ansreen wanted to end the affair. Saqib, feeling scorned, turned on Ansreen. He began threatening to reveal everything not only to her husband, but to the public. He wanted $300 in exchange for his silence. And this wasn't an empty threat. He had evidence, intimate texts, photos, recordings, enough to destroy her marriage and her reputation. But instead of meeting his demands, Mahek and her mother made a different decision. They decided to get rid of the problem altogether, and this decision will set off a deadly chain of events. First, they lured Saqib to a gas station under the pretense of handing over the money. Unknown to him, they had enlisted a group of men to teach him a lesson. When Saqib arrived, he sensed trouble, and so he jumped back into his car with his friend, 21-year-old Hashim Ijazuddin, in the driver's seat. They tried to flee, but almost instantly the convoy Mahek had assembled took off after them. What followed was a high-speed pursuit that turned the A46 motorway into a deadly racetrack. As their car swerved and accelerated past 100 miles per hour, Saqib made a frantic 999 call. On the recording, his voice was urgent and terrified as he told the dispatcher they were being rammed off the road by masked men and that these people were trying to kill him. Minutes later, the chase came to a horrific end. Their car was forced off the road, smashed into a tree, and exploded in flames. Neither Saqib nor Hashim stood a chance. Both were killed instantly. The next morning, detectives arrived at the Bukharis' home. Mahek had her story ready. She told them she and her mother had been out of town that night.
No, yeah, we were.
Where were you? Where was that?
So we stayed here, and then we went straight to Nottingham.
Right. Okay. In the Audi.
But investigators already had the first crack in her alibi. CCTV footage showed Mahek walking home calmly just before sunrise, nowhere near the out-of-town trip she claimed. She was arrested soon after, and during interrogation she tried to downplay her role in the plot as if she were merely a bystander.
There's a car that's coming on the right-hand side, a Seat Leon, don't know the model or anything, but it was blue, comes straight down, no speed, nothing, normal on the right-hand side. We were always on the left-hand side. This right-hand side car's come now, the Leon, the blue one, has come straight next to me and come right in front of me, not very close.
When the case went to trial, the prosecution left no room for doubt. They called it what it was, a premeditated scheme to silence Saqib Hussein before he could expose the affair. The evidence was damning. The CCTV footage, the 999 call, and the messages Mahek had sent to her mother promising to get men to jump Saqib. No cameras were allowed in the courtroom, but those who were there reported something striking. While facing charges for 2 counts of murder, Mahek seemed relaxed. She laughed. She waved at family members. She even played board games during her own murder trial. But her composure cracked when the verdict came in. The jury found her guilty. She and her mother were sentenced to life in prison. This is Ali Abulaban, a famous TikToker known to his fans as Jinn Kid, and he is in court trial for 2 counts of first-degree murder. Abulaban's rise on TikTok was rapid. His Scarface impressions drew millions of views, and people loved the comedy skits, and his following grew quickly.
Okay. What can I get you? Hey, handsome. What the f*** you call me?
But behind the viral clips, a very different story was unfolding.
Tell me what you saw when you went in there. I saw my wife on the couch.
By late 2021, Ali's marriage to his wife Anna was breaking down. The arguments, however, were no longer confined to private settings, as some of them made their way to his platform online.
She don't think. She don't think. And you know what? Goodbye to your little citizenship there, Miss Filipino. But I'm not petty. I don't call the police on people I love. Get out of here, bro. This lured me to San Diego for what? So she could be with all her friends?
Stop lying to them, Ali.
No, it's the truth. Yeah, you got friends now. Now you don't have a husband. Okay.
Eventually, the couple separated. Ali moved into a hotel, while Anna returned to the couple's shared apartment with their daughter. It seemed for a while that the couple had reached a suitable arrangement, but things were about to get horribly wrong. Ali did not move on with his life after the separation. Instead, he sneaked into the apartment and secretly installed a monitoring application on his daughter's tablet, allowing him to listen in on activity inside the apartment. On October 21st, 2021, that surveillance allegedly became the trigger for the events that followed. That day, Ali heard a male voice through the audio feed, speaking and laughing with Anna. Authorities said he armed himself, drove to the apartment, and shot Anna and her friend, Rayburn Cardenas Barron, multiple times in the head. Both victims died at the scene. Then, Ali took photographs of the bodies and sent them to his parents. Then he called 911 and reported the incident, as if he somehow walked in on the scene.
San Diego emergency, dispatcher 8107.
Yes, ma'am. My wife and another man were, I found them dead on the couch. Bullet holes to the face.
Wait, someone was shot?
Two people, a man and my wife.
When officers arrived at the downtown San Diego apartment, they found the two victims, and they soon realized that Ali's version of the story was anything but the truth. He was arrested and taken into custody.
San Diego police arrive at the apartment, not sure what they're walking into.
Oh, we got two down. Someone came here and shot them. That's the guy that he's describing.
In court, Ali admitted to the shootings, but claimed his actions were the result of a drug-induced psychosis brought on by cocaine use, jealousy, and emotional distress.
I couldn't take it. I couldn't take the betrayal. I couldn't believe that she could do that to me, to our daughter. And then before I could stop myself, I just snapped. My gun was in my hand, and next thing I'm shooting, and I can't stop. I'm just shooting.
His defense attorney argued that Anna had manipulated him and used his mental health struggles against him.
Anna knew Ali well. She knew exactly what to say and how to say it to cut him directly to the bone. She knew his underlying vulnerabilities, his insecurities about his mental illness, his drug addiction, and his own chaotic upbringing. She used these and she weaponized them against him. He was so completely overcome by the months of torture and heartache and pain that he reacted without thought, without judgment.
But the prosecution did not let the jury believe that.
Can somebody please help me? Hello? Molly!
Stop.
Give me the I'm trying to leave this house.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Give me my phone.
With a bunch of guys?
Give me my phone.
Bunch of guys, huh?
Give me my phone. There's no guys. Give me my phone.
They presented evidence that the killings were deliberate. Jurors were shown text messages and voicemails they said demonstrated a pattern of harassment and control over Anna, even after the separation.
The value in me, unlike your dumb. And
and I can't wait to divorce you.
The prosecutor told the jury this was not a case of someone losing control in the heat of the moment, but a premeditated act.
The defendant felt disrespected by Anna and Ray. So he executed a plan, and then he executed them. And their families cannot see them anymore because the defendant was so possessive and controlling of Anna that if he could not have her, no one could. And she couldn't live.
After a day and a half of deliberations, the jury returned guilty verdicts on both counts.
We, the jury in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Ali Abulaban, guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree of Rayburn Cardenas.
But the most shocking moments were during sentencing, especially when Anna's family delivered victim impact statements.
Sorry, Your Honor. What did they do to you? You didn't do anything to you. You know Anna Marie is not gonna go cheat if you didn't cheat first.
Ali also addressed the court, offering an apology.
I am so incredibly sorry to each and every one of you who have been affected by this. I cannot imagine the pain that I've caused your families.
He also had a message for his daughter.
Amira, when you're old enough to see this, please don't blame yourself. None of this is your fault. Your mom loved you so much, and I love you so much.
Ultimately, the judge sentenced Ali Abulaban to 2 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole.
When I saw the Scarface videos, it's as if when he committed these crimes, he became that persona of Scarface, of just the cold-blooded killing without remorse. Any tears that he's cried in this courtroom have been for himself. I don't know if he's really sorry.
He appeared shocked at the sentencing, especially when the court erupted in applause as the sentence was read out.
The bottom line here is he will die in prison. He will never be a free man. He will take his last breath there.
Following the sentencing, family members spoke outside the courthouse, saying the verdict brought them some measure of closure.
This was the best we could hope for, and we just thank God that our prayers have been answered, and now we can all rest.
This is Courtney Clenny, an OnlyFans model who was in court, facing second-degree murder charges in Miami, Florida, for the stabbing death of her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli. Known online as Courtney Taylor, she built a massive following with provocative photos, racy videos, and the kind of content that kept subscribers hooked.
Took some time off to rest, and now it's game time, bitches.
Behind the polished images and curated glamour, prosecutors say there was a toxic relationship, one that would end in bloodshed. On April 3, 2022, a frantic 911 call came into Miami Police Dispatch. The voice on the line was panicked, almost incoherent.
Please, God, please. Come see my voice. Ma'am, is this a house apartment or a business? I want you to 745-3582. Is this a house apartment or a business? Baby, I'm so sorry. Baby. Ma'am, can you hear me? If you have a stab wound to his shoulder, sit down. What do you mean he has a stab wound on his shoulder, ma'am?
When officers arrived at the couple's luxury high-rise apartment, they found Courtney half-dressed, visibly shaken, and covered in blood. Just feet away, 27-year-old Christian Obumseli lay motionless on the floor, bleeding heavily from a deep stab wound to his chest.
No, I can't let this okay. Wait, it wasn't. Guys,
Relax.
Why? No, guys.
Relax.
Paramedics rushed him to the hospital, but it was too late.
I have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could. And
Christian is dead.
Yeah.
Courtney told officers the stabbing had been in self-defense. She claimed Christian had been violent with her in the past, and in the heat of an argument, she had thrown a knife at him to protect herself.
Is he dead? Is he dead?
Sit down.
Sit down. Okay, no, I'll sit down. I just, you scared me.
Sit down.
He's not dead, is he?
We don't. No, they're taking him to the hospital right now. He's in the hospital right now.
I need to be at the hospital with him.
No, you're not going in.
Why?
Because we're conducting an investigation.
I was self-defense. My mom was on the phone.
So you guys started arguing, then what happened?
Threw me against the wall, choked me. I mean, you're looking like this. He's never like choked me to where like it's like crazy stuff. But like, I mean, I couldn't breathe.
Okay.
Then he put me on the.
So he throws you against the wall.
Then he put me on the ground.
But investigators were skeptical. The kitchen knife recovered at the scene had a 6-inch blade, and forensic analysis suggested it had pierced Christian's chest with force and precision, not in a wild, desperate throw of defense. To back her story, Courtney's defense team in court took an unusual step. They hired a professional knife thrower to demonstrate for the court that it was indeed possible to cause such an injury with a thrown blade like hers. But prosecutors had a different story.
That's inconsistent with common sense. There's no way that you would, if you throw a knife, that the knife is going to land so deep in a downward.
They brought their own piece of damning evidence. Surveillance footage from the elevator inside the couple's building. The video showed Courtney striking Christian, appearing aggressive and confrontational.
Anyway, you know, like I was sober for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And now why am I not sober? Because of you. Like, but you're hindering my progress.
You need to sit down. You need to sit
Let go of me. Let go of me.
Come on.
Let go of me.
Okay.
Come on, boy. Let go of me.
Prosecutors argued it revealed a pattern of behavior, one where Courtney, not Christian, was the primary aggressor. They claimed it painted her as jealous, erratic, and possessive, and not the victim as she had claimed.
Like, you're just like my boyfriend. Get the out of here.
Just like your boyfriend?
I can actually get the down if you're not here.
Yeah.
Get the out of here.
Okay, I'll remember that next time.
Get out of here. No, that's not even the next time. Get the
Stop touching
Get out.
me. Don't touch me again.
Good thing, get out. Get out. You never loved me.
The stakes are high. If convicted of second-degree murder, Courtney Clenny could spend the rest of her life in prison.